News Talk 1340 WJRW. John Gonzalez, MLive.com, the Grand Rapids Press, and the Going Gonzo radio show weekdays at 1 o'clock. And it's a beautiful day because it is the Tiger Fever is taking place all across the state of Michigan. And guess what I'm doing? I'm in Chelsea, Michigan at the Mill Lake Outdoor Recreation Area. And a big project's going on today. And joining me for today's show is Dave Lorenz from Travel Michigan. How you doing, Dave?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for being here.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for this is an incredible project. And, we're going to spend the rest of this show talking to a lot of the key people behind this project. But first of all, for the listeners, you're a big Tiger fan. I mean, this is tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always tough. Well, I never can go to a daytime Tigers game anyway. So I just look at this as at least an opportunity to be out of doors on a nice work day and be able to make a difference in a different way and have a pretty good time with some of our tourism colleagues.
Well, I think a lot of us did not know what time the Tigers game would be because it was kind of subject to change. Yeah. And so we booked this thing to come out here, and I booked this thing to come on out here and have a little fun with you guys. And wouldn't you know it, it's the same time as the Tiger game. So that's
the way it goes.
The way it goes.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, though, we had a little fun this morning. We were out of the Jiffy plant, and I was joking there because literally a couple of weeks ago when we were on the tour for Michigan's Best Brewery, we stopped at the Chelsea Ale House, and I remember looking across the street there and saying, wow, what is that over there? And the owner, Chris, said, hey, that's the Jiffy plant. I'm like, wow, I just forgot or didn't realize that the Jiffy Mix was made right here in Chelsea. And here you go. 2 weeks later, I'm back in town getting a tour of the place. It's an incredible building.
It really is. Well, it's an incredible story, really, of the Jiffy processing plant and such in Chelsea over by Ann Arbor. And a lot of people don't know that Jiffy Mix is even made in Michigan.
Yeah.
And Howdy, the owner, president, former race car driver, is running that business. It's just a cool story, and he has such a cool life story to tell too. It was nice that he was so kind enough to help sponsor this Tourism Cares event today, and he hosted us all for breakfast. So we had a nice pancake cook-off between my friend Gonzo here, myself, and another gentleman, and had a good time. And of course, even though they decided it was a tie between the three of us, the truth tellers would have to say,
yeah, okay,
that some people know how to make pancakes and some people don't. Let's just put it that way.
Well, Dave, we did have a lot of fun. We had a little pancake cook-off competition. I believe it was the gentleman from McClellan's Orchard there, and we had a great time last night too. We'll run through some of that program, but today, we were definitely competing for the top prize. I don't even know how it ended up a tie, though. Do you?
Yeah, I think it was just pity for you guys. I think that's how it ended up. Now, you have to admit, my pancakes are pretty good. It's the only thing I know how to make.
You know what? You have a great mix, a great recipe. In fact, you were sharing it with everyone. I think that's a good thing. A little bit of apple in there, right?
Yeah, some apples, maybe a little chunky applesauce, some oatmeals, a little bit of cinnamon, and then a couple little things I didn't tell people about.
I knew you were holding back on us. Dave Lorenz, it's always good to hang out with you. And
Jiffy Mix, we can't forget.
Well, I was going to tell you, we all had to use the Jiffy Mix, but then I will admit here, I did not come as prepared as you, so I used your base, but I added a secret ingredient, but it didn't help me much.
No, I don't think so. It did cause a little burning, so whatever it was, it had a marvelous effect.
It was an immediate burn, although I think you rigged the grill before we all showed up. It was like, how come yours were so perfect and me and the other guy, we were just like, oh, okay, yeah.
It was actually a really good way to start today's event because Michigan Tourism is really all about Michigan Cares for Tourism. Michigan Tourism Cares. I can't even remember the name. It's all about really kind of giving back to our communities. And the tourism industry, as you know, I know, makes a difference every day in the economy of this state. About 200,000 jobs, about $18 billion in economic activities. So it's an important industry. And every day we're out there trying to encourage people to travel within the state and to travel from other places into the state. And in doing so, all the industry makes a difference for the better, because the more we prepare our communities for visitors means that we have better communities to live in and to work in and to play in. And so it's good for everybody over and above all the economic reasons. So here's an opportunity for everybody to come together. Many of the people who are here today, about 100 of us, I think, signed up for the event. Many of the people aren't from this Waterloo recreation area, this kind of Chelsea, Ann Arbor, Jackson area. they're really from other places in the state. There's a big contingent from the Frankenmuth area and several others. And they're here to volunteer their time all day working on the project. You can probably hear the chippers in the background.
They're working.
They are. And we're kind of cleaning up at least to a little bit for one big day. This recreation area. This section we're in right now in Mill Creek, this was an area that the Department of Natural Resources years ago built because they wanted to encourage primarily urban youth, primarily African-American urban youth who really didn't get out of doors very often. They wanted to provide an area to bring groups in to kind of demonstrate what the out-of-doors experience is like, away from the big city.
Right, of course.
And over the years, this place has fallen into decay. But there's still a need to have places like this to especially show urban youth what the out of doors is all about. So we're going to fix this place up, and it's going to be part of this overall effort to continue the goal and the reality of Michigan state parks being the best in the country. They really are.
Well, Dave, I love the fact that the Michigan tourism industry is partnering with the state of Michigan and the DNR and saying, hey, we know the situation the state's in. Mm-hmm. We're all in the same bind, but, as an industry, we're going to give back. We're going to, step forward and say, hey, we have a vested interest in making sure all of the different organizations and groups are successful in this state.
We really do. And, you look at the situation we are in right now governmentally with the federal government and this partial shutdown, and I don't want to go into the politics of things. No. But you look at the difference between what's happening there in D.C. and what's happening here today. We have people who have left their jobs for a day. Almost all of them have taken a vacation day.
Right.
They have then paid additional money just to be here today.
Right.
To help offset food costs and other things. So they each paid around $50 just simply to give of their time.
Right.
Think about that.
Right, yeah.
Then many of them stayed overnight at the hotel in Chelsea, and we were able to see a lot of cool things yesterday afternoon in the area. And now they're working all day.
Yeah.
Now, cooperation versus what we're seeing in D.C., I'd like to see more of this everywhere. I think would be a lot better off, wouldn't it?
Yeah, sure would. Dave Lorenz from, of course, Travel Michigan, and it's a division of?
The Michigan Economic Development Corporation, our parent corporation.
You have to say that 10 times.
Yeah.
I know that. Hey, real quick, I just got a note, an email from Mike Norton in Traverse City.
Yeah.
They just had an incredible year up there, and I know that we all are, we have our areas of state that you'd love every single part of Michigan, but that area still continues to grow tremendously.
It does. In fact, I'll be up there tonight and tomorrow doing a speech with Brad Van Domelen, the very capable, to say the very least, Convention Visitors Bureau Director in Traverse City, one of our very finest. And the Traverse region, again, has had a tremendous growth period this year. I didn't think they could beat the previous year. I know in the summer months in 2012, they had about a 98% occupancy level in their hotels. I mean, you just don't, that's virtually impossible.
Yeah, it is.
So after that little bit of rain they had in June up in that area, I actually don't expect them to beat that percentage, but it has been a great season. A lot of great travelers enjoying that region. And, of course, they're one of our national partners in the Pure Michigan effort.
Of course, yeah.
So the Traverse City CVB has invested $500,000 to partner up with us at Travel Michigan. We've matched another $500,000. And we're promoting on a national level, primarily through national cable TV.
Sure, of course, yeah.
The whole concept of going to the Traverse area is part of your Michigan experience. It's working, and the entire Pure Michigan marketing effort is working to encourage people to come here. And, of course, as they do, not only do they have a great deal of fun, but they spend a great deal of money.
They do, yeah.
And it's all about the economy. It's all about jobs, and that's why we invest in this Pure Michigan campaign.
Well, Dave, we have to get, not only is Traverse City beautiful, but this area, I haven't been to Chelsea a lot, and it's just the couple weeks that I've been here and spending some time here is gorgeous, and I can't wait to see what it has in store for us next. All right, we need to take a quick little break here. The WJRW News team is busy checking on that Tiger score for you. We'll get you an update a little later in the hour. We'll also tell you more about what's happening here, the DNR. We'll talk to someone from the DNR about their efforts, and you can hear everyone is working diligently behind the scenes to make this place beautiful here in Chelsea, Michigan. Dave, thanks again for joining us.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for being here.
All right, take care. All right, coming up next, we'll take a little break and more from Chelsea, Michigan. John Gonzalez, The Going Gonzo Show on News Talk 1340 WJRW.